Data management is not about managing data. May 31, 2020. Forbes.com. Data can change the world, but our data leaders, the people who help spread this change, often struggle to do their job well. Moving past big data buzzword, the challenges they face, and what keep them from leading effectively within their organizations. Move past the depth and the center of the people aspect of leadership. In order for data manager to go from corporate collateral to agent of change, everyone needs to work together to be part of the solution. Leaders need to bridge the gap between data and people. As someone who has studied all aspects of communication and collaboration based art form improvisation for almost 30 years, the people side of the data the people side of data is intriguing to me. So I sat down and spoke with Tyler Culver, founder of Zenodata, and an expert in bridging the gap between data and people. Bob Kulhanse. What's the current state of data management inside organization today? Tyler Culver's answer: neglected. Organization make tremendous investment in amazing technology, but rarely focus on data management. Various and various employees across the organization are asked to jungle data along with their other responsibility. So you have salesperson cleaning data in CRM and not selling, or finance folks compiling report in Excel instead of analyzing data. However, naturally, their data responsibility take a backseat to their primary function because that what keeps them employed. They must take on more because the company is not managing data the way it should. By not actively managing data, it becomes a part-time unpaid job for everyone, which becomes frustrating and at times demoralizing for leaders. Hmm. How does data management work inside a corporation? Culver said most companies don't actively practice data management because they don't know how. Best practice are largely academic and the path is pretty much unproven. So they implement a solution or build analytical capabilities without intimately knowing their stakeholder requirement and intended business outcome. Therefore, technology go unadopted. Unadopted. Data initiative fail, and data leaders end up out of job, a waste of time, money, and other resources. An important thing to note is that most data management best practices focus solely on the data. Data is nothing without people. Solving problems with data is complex and requires a lot of collaboration. And company or data leaders struggle to get everyone working together. Company that do this well focus on uniting the data to businesses through people. Who is responsibility? Who is responsible for leading this initiative? Most organizations don't have a chief of data officer, so the data strategy is largely driven by the technology function, which can operate more as a service than an agent of change. But once again, this is not their main job. Many technology leaders would be glad to be rid of that data because it requires working with people across many departments. The average IT person did not go to to IT because they want to work with people all day long. They like solutions. If is data leader, they carry the responsibility. However, the organization often heavily makes a decision around them. As a result, the data leader becomes an afterthought, which leaves many data leaders super frustrated. Tell me more about these data leaders. Okay, most data leaders want to help people do cool things with data. They know what's possible and they want others to see what's possible too. Yet it is easy for them to become clinical about the state of data management. So many of them don't last long. What challenge do data leaders face at work? Aside from minor data issue, the biggest challenge is stakeholder management. Data leaders need to ensure other how what they need to do and how their work will benefit the organization and typically does not get done. Most people are not taught how to navigate the complexity of corporate relationship in school. Is a skill that takes time to master. Many data leaders turn a blind eye to this and overhedge on improving data quality and implementing solutions without intimately understanding what their communities need. The paradox is super technical. Resources are required to work mostly with people, and the most data leaders are not ready for the people part. They are analytical problem solver, not overconfident storyteller. It's like hiring an engineer to be a diplomat. It's probably not going to work. So data leader have a burden of knowledge and speak to often disengage audience on a potentially boring topic, and they end up burying their audience in information versus bridging them clarity. Yes, most data leaders misallocate their focus to data and fail address to the more obvious challenge of the job, people and communication. In many cases, people even speak past each other, which makes it hard to generate real traction. For example, sales will say revenue. Revenue mean what they sold. Finance say revenue mean what they built. And marketing say revenue again is what was sold directly attributable to marketing. Are all three parties are talking about revenue subjectively, and they need to become they need to be a common language shared throughout the organization. Because data leaders are not bringing clarity to how their organization will use the data, stakeholders get confused, which lead to disengagement. Disin, disengagement. Once they are disengaged, it is not easy to get them back. Communicating data is a communicating data in a compelling way seem to be a fundamental problem with data management. Yes, data leaders struggling with finding a path to success because there is no universal proven roadmap to success. It is up to the data leader to communicate information in way that bring people in. A simple approach is to create basic, universally agree upon framework to extract value from data. We have found that stories are a great way to turn data into meaningful, impactful, and memorable messages. You know, data is such a trendy topic. talk about a lot, but data communication is often ignored. Why are not leaders talking about the real problem? People want their problem solved and don't want to be told that they need to work harder to do it. It is human nature to find the fastest solution to a problem. And in this case, leader default to the latest and greatest technology to work around the pain for fixing the actual problem. The true the truth is technology rarely fix a people problem. So if a leader has gone down the wrong path to solution a people problem, what is strategy? What is strategy for pivoting? Hmm. Reflect on what problem you are solving for and and for whom. Is the business still engaged? Does our proposed solution still meet their requirement? Do all stakeholders of this data community agree with the go forward plan? If not, it is okay to stop and adapt. Your data strategy is only used successful if you have a user. Collaborate with others in building your solution. That active participant will increase the likelihood that they will effectively understand and use the data. Okay? How can data leader help themselves? Like getting healthy, no one can do the work for you. Consultant cannot do the work for you, and no software solution is going to drive change without you and the wheel at the wheel, but a supporting solution and not the active change agent. Data management requires tremendous organizational discipline and focus. As a data leader, you must bring clarity and focus to your organization while obtaining buy in along the way. Forget about the data, focus on the people. Taylor's word really resonated with me. Despite being top of mind for most executives, data rarely gets the long term investment and support it needs to be successful at most organizations. Data leaders have a tremendous opportunity to become change agents simply by threatening their colleagues. As a collaborator, intimately getting to know their pain point and resolving them will take data leader far. Applying clear and consistent framework across organization can help identify true gaps as well as area for opportunity. In today's world, a data leader must bring clarity to their data so they can set their organization up for success. The more I learn about the struggle of data leaders, the more I see how similar they are to struggle of others. Communicating, collaborating, storytelling, relationship building, and the solution is strengthening people skill and human connection. Thank you.